We all know how the story goes. Gwyn and the others found the Lord Souls, and with them they fought and triumphed over the dragons. The Lord Soul is what allowed Gwyn to create his empire. But what if he never found it? What if the man we know as Executioner Smough found it? To understand how this would play out, first we have to examine the personality of Smough. So, what do we know about him?
Well, we only know a handful of things, but these few nuggets of information does give us a decent view into the psyche of the man.
Okay, alright. First and foremost, who the fuck are you? And how the fuck did you get into my apartment?
Oh, I'm Jake the Ashen Hollow. I thought we could do a collab together.
Alright. And why do you have a gun?
Just don't worry about it. Now, do you want to do the collab or do you not?
Sure. Oh, just stay cool, okay? So, we know he was an executioner, and that he performed his duty with an airy gleefulness. And let's not forget about this moment. The lore text on Smough's hammer tells us that Smough loved his work, and that he ground the bones of his victims into his own feed, ruining his hopes of being ranked with the Four Knights. That's important for us to know. Apparently, Smough wanted to rise to the same level as the Four Knights, who assumedly was some of the most powerful people in the kingdom, just below the royal family. Yet, he couldn't help himself. This is a man whose ambitions was thwarted by his own cannibalistic urges. Now you go, Ashen.
On to the story. Smough, together with Nito and the Witch of Izalith, finds the Lord Souls and, just as before, wage war against the dragons. Smough's strength and ferociousness inspires others to rally behind him. Leading the charge, Smough slays dragon after dragon, crushing their scales with his lightning-imbued hammer. Seath still betrays the dragons, but having no patience for plots or scheming, Smough does not reward him for his betrayal, but nor does he kill him. Forced to find his own way, Seath later settled close to a town named Vinheim, where he was instrumental in the creation of the Vinheim Dragon School of Sorcery.
The Pygmies fight in the war as they did with Gwyn. Like Gwyn, Smough realizes the danger of the power of the dark, a power that Smough is unable to control. Just like before, the Pygmies make the Ringed City their home, yet unlike the main timeline, where Gwyn gifted the Pygmies the Ringed City, Smough exiled the Pygmies there, and so they lay in wait, with their anger and resentment slowly rising. After the war, Smough names himself High King, yet he rules the land more like a warlord than a monarch. Having nobody to question him, Smough gives completely into his cannibalistic urges. The grotesque armor that was once made to strike fear in his enemies has now become a true reflection of what Smough really looks like. His power, though, remained undiminished, especially considering that Smough has not parted with any piece of his Lord Soul, as Gwyn did.
Having fought side by side with Smough in the Dragon War, Havel the Rock would serve as the High King's right hand and would be granted a dukedom instead of Seath. Havel, while not thrilled that Smough didn't smite Seath, would remain loyal to his king. Artorius, Ornstein, and Goth would serve Smough not unlike they served Gwyn. While not fond of their ruler, they did respect his power as a dragon slayer. Lord Blade's Kieran role would be slightly different. She would be the head of High King Smough's secret police, arresting and killing any political adversary that might show themselves.
Smough would rely on fear to keep his kingdom together. His relationships with the Witch of Izalith and Nito would be peaceful, yet cold, having little to no interaction with them. His reign would be efficient and oppressive. The first few years of Smough's reign would establish his strict laws and harsh punishments, and Smough would revel in sentencing people to death, often killing prominent offenders himself. In fact, the only official celebration created by Smough himself would be the Festival of Death. Not a terribly creative name, but Smough was known for his brutality, not his artistry.
During this time, the Vinheim Dragon School would start to amass a substantial following. Smough, in an effort to keep them from gaining more power, outlawed the soul arts. He also ordered Havel to seek out Seath and destroy him. Havel, who already hated Seath with a passion, would carry out his master's orders. Havel destroyed Vinheim, but Seath managed to escape together with the more powerful members of the Dragon School. With the soul arts outlawed, Ulasil would not have the necessary knowledge to study humanity, which means no abyss was ever created.
As time goes by, the flame begins to wane. High King Smough was a powerful warrior, but without the necessary knowledge he would not go on to link the flame, which means no undead curse. The hope of the people would now rest on the Witch of Izalith, but things play out in a familiar fashion and the Chaos Flame is born.
High King Smough is forced to go to war against the demons. The demons are pushed back, and as punishment, Smough destroys what's left of Izalith and its people.
This does not sit well with Artorius, Ornstein and Goch, who already felt uncomfortable with the High King's rule. As the flame wanes, the kingdom is stricken with panic and a civil war erupts. Artorius, together with Ornstein and Goch, leads the rebellion. Backing them is the remaining members of the Dragon School of Vinheim. Chief amongst them, Seath and Big Hat Logan. Havel and his knights take on the Dragon School and Seath, and the forces of Smough and Artorius clash. And it is a bloodbath.
It was the most destructive war this world has ever seen.
In the end, only Smough and Artorius remain on the battlefield. Smough swings wildly, but his attacks are slow and unable to connect. Artorius harasses Smough with nimble counterattacks, but is unable to do any substantial damage to Smough. After a long fight, Smough gets in a lucky blow and crushes Artorius. Smough is now the only one left on the battlefield, his bloodlust nigh insatiable. He spends a week roaming the battlefield, eating the corpses of his victims. And as the first flame wanes and cools, Smough consumes the flame with all its remaining power, leaving the world in darkness. The flame is gone, but Smough still remains the ruler of his vast and broken kingdom.
And as the Age of Dark begins, the inheritors of the Dark Soul, the Pygmy Lords, ready for war. They march on Smough's kingdom in order to claim this era for themselves. So what do you guys think? Who would win in the looming war between the Ringed City and the flame-powered Smough? Leave a comment down below.
So, Ashen, we did the collab. Maybe you would put the gun away now?
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. If you care to find any of my stuff, you can find me at youtube.com/The Ashen Hollow. I do random theories, interesting theories, conspiracy theories, anything revolving around Dark Souls, basically, you can find there. And also, don't forget about Lost My Sanity. Sub to him as well. I can't promise he'll survive. I mean, he's lost a significant amount of blood, but at the very least, you'll make his last day on Earth a good one. Take care, everyone, and have a great evening, morning, day, night, wherever it is you reside on this beautiful planet Earth.